check, 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 check. Are we live? Are we live? Check, check, check. All right, y'all. We're trying some new stuff out. I have a guest that I'm going to bring up in a second. Check, check. All right, we good. Hey, yo, what is up, everybody? What is going on? It's your girl, Jay. It is Wednesday night, and we are live. Welcome back to the channel. This is JSpotNetwork, and the show is JSpot Live, and we are talking women's hoops tonight. Tonight is a special night because I have a special guest who has all the insight on the inside of women's hoops. He's my homie. I'm very happy to have him on. We're going to talk about rosters, who made it, who didn't make it. There's still some teams that need to finalize their rosters. The season starts on Friday. So tomorrow is D-Day for all the other teams. But before we get into all that, let me go ahead and bring up my guest. Let me see if this works because it's my first time using this program with a guest. So let me see. I see him on this side, and y'all shall see him now. Hey, are you there?
What's up? Yeah, what's up, J Boog?
What's going on? My boy Rob is here. Rob from the Podium Finish. Did I say it right?
You got it right.
Finish. If you guys have watched me before, you know Rob was on here before. It was during last season, near the end, right before playoffs, I believe.
It was.
He gave us some insight on the Dallas Wings because that's who he was covering. This time, he's covering Wings again. Of course, they got the number one pick, so you know he has all the exclusive. But he's also covering Connecticut Sun, right? Am I right?
That's right.
Okay. I gotta fix this logo because it's bothering me because it's kind of cutting into your space.
It's okay. There we go.
But yeah, he's going to give us some insight on the teams since he's been covering them since preseason and training camp and all that stuff. We're going to get into that. But first, we always do a roll call. So let's see who is in the house. We got Ghost, my favorite person. Ghost, hey Ghost, what's going on? It's just me and you, Boog. It's not. We got people now, Ghost. But thank you. You were the first one. Usually Groovy is the first one. I don't know where Groovy is, but shout out to Ghost. Ghost, I know you remember Rob because you used to watch us on She Shoots, She Scores. So I know you remember Rob. The great benefactor is here. What's going on? Kyra is here. Where's your Yerp at? Yerp. What's going on, Yerp? Ghost says this means you have to answer all my questions. I don't, because look, people showed up. Ghost. George is here. What's up, beautiful lady? Showing some love from Southeast Louisiana. What's going on, George? Thank you for joining us. Now Ghost says, damn it, now I have to share the chat. Yep, now you have to share the chat. Hawkeye's Hoop Heaven. Okay, I was really in my emotion. Wait a minute. Hawkeye's Hoop Heaven. The only Hawkeye's person that would be in my chat is this RC. Did you change your name again? I need to know who is Hawkeye's Hoop Heaven. Is it RC or is it somebody new? If it's somebody new, welcome. I just don't get a lot of Iowa people in my chat. But if it's RC, let me know. Because if you are, I can't see the wrench on this program, so maybe you are. But Hawkeye Hoops Heaven says, I was really in my emotions with the Deja Kelly cut for a second. I was so mad. I was like, F this team, LOL. Then I thought about Asia and Aaliyah not. Yeah, that's RC. Eagles Brothers is in the house. What's up? What's going on? Ghost says, isn't NOLA essentially Southeast Louisiana? Ghost says, I remember Rob. What's good? Says Ghost. Hawkeyes. I believe that's RC. Ghost, what up, player? Salute to you. Kyra says, Jay, you might need to turn your volume up. Really? Am I low? Am I low to you, Rob?
Oh, I hear you perfectly clear.
Y'all said this last time. My mic to me sounds high. I got it up.
And I have tinnitus, so I can still hear you pretty well. So I'm not joking you.
Kyra, Kyra, where are you watching me from? Is it on your phone? Is it on the TV? Because maybe like I need to know what platform it's on so I can figure out how to fix it. Because for me, I'm I'm loud. I feel like I'm loud, but I don't hear what you guys hear. Maybe I should go to my phone, which I left it in the other room. I'll grab it in a second. I'll check and see if I sound different on my thing or whatever. Ghost says, "Is that you, RC?" That's what I think it is. I think Hawkeye's hoop heaven because I do not get. I got two Indiana fans, well, two Indiana fans and a Hawkeye fan, and RC is both of those people. So I don't know. I don't know many other ones. And Real Money, Real Money comes in here sometimes to talk about Indiana, but that's it that I know of. George says hello to Ghost. RC, forget Rob, never. Yeah, that's definitely RC. Um, Let me see. Poor Rob stuck on the sun beat. Do not come for the sun, Ghost. My girl niece is on there, and as soon as her knee gets better, hopefully you got some insight on for me on that, Rob, on what's going on with the lineup and stuff like that, or just what's been going on. But we'll get to that because I need my niece tomorrow to be playing, and I need to know what's going on. George, I'm on the North Shore Woods. Okay, da da da. I would never trade you the way they traded Luca. Thank you. I appreciate you. RC says, Jay Saludo, you still the GOAT. It's RC. I knew it was RC. I already knew it. Thank you.
There you go, mystery solved.
She said his is just louder than yours. Is it? I don't know how to. I don't say something, Rob.
I'm Rob. Hi.
Uh, I don't know. Is that better? I just made ours equal on my board. I don't know what y'all hear here or on there. Okay, you gotta go sit, buddy. You gotta go sit. Hold on, y'all. My dogs. Go sit down. Please don't fight. You gotta go lay down. Mommy's on the air here. Okay. They don't care that I'm recording anything.
You're good.
Ghost says the hardest cut for me was Leah 2 King from the Sparks. Yeah, still sore about that one. That was a little. I didn't know if it was going to be Leah 2 or Fagan. So far as I know, Fagan's still there. Yours is cool. His just louder. Okay. I don't know how to fix it, but hopefully I can figure it out. But you didn't tell me what you're watching on. Are you watching on your phone or on TV? RC says it is Rob a Wings and a Mass fan too. Is it all teams Dallas? What are you fans or are you just covering? Like what are you a Dallas fan or that's just the team you decided to cover?
Well, let's go clear the air on that actually before we get to everything else. So no, I'm just a journalist. If you really want to know where I'm from Boston originally. So it just so happened that when we decided at the podium finish to expand our coverage beyond auto racing, the Dallas Wings were the first team to give us a chance, and it was I think the June 5th game against the Las Vegas Aces on Wednesday night. I remember it was a Wednesday night. And it was a pretty close game until the fourth quarter when Asia just went off on Asia did Asia Wilson things against the Wings. I realized, wow, this is actually a fun thing to cover, and I um, I did it because a friend wanted to go and cover the Wings to see the Aces, and I'm very diligent about what I want to do. After that game, I was like, that's it. I can't just do it one and done. I really am going to consistently cover the Dallas Wings. So lo and behold, I go on this journey. I know it was a tough season last year, and this offseason changed the team so much that like I never anticipated that this would be a team that had the number one pick, Paige Beggars, which I'm sure we'll talk about, and but all these great free agent players that the team picked up with, Alyssa Smith, DJ Carrington, um, all these players, Maisha Hines Allen, Ty Harris, Isaiah James as a rookie player, and JJ Quinterly, and then keeping Maddie Segrist and T. McCowan. I mean, this is just a really fun team to watch. Yeah, Ghost, I know I don't have a Boston accent. That's because I'm a first generation American in my family, Filipino American. So I think it was more about trying to learn English before trying to pick up on the Boston roots. So I'm sorry. I actually pronounced my R's.
You don't say ka.
I no, I don't say "ka." I don't say "get out of my yacht" or "Robert" or anything like that. No, I'm sorry. I'm very Midwestern sounding, as some people have told me. So maybe that's why I get along with people like Paige. I sound like someone from Minnesota.
And me, I'm from Michigan.
There you go. You're
What's
from
going
Michigan.
on?
I love Michigan. Great state. Great state.
Whoop, whoop. All right, Groovy is finally here. Hey, Groovy, I missed you
What's
being
up?
first. Ghost got your spot today,
You
so
did.
he thought it was just gonna be me and him talking today, so he's a little upset. Tulip is here all the way from across the pond. It is late where you are, or maybe early, but thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here, Tulip. Um, no, we multiple race just like my family. I don't know what y'all are talking about there. It's okay. Ghost says the sun more like the sunset. Am I right? Get out of here. get
Ouch.
get out of here. Ghost always has jokes. Golden State is clearly tanking for bets and juju. I mean, people have something to say about Golden State. We're gonna get into them um to see what y'all think about what's been going on with their cuts. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the house. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Eagles brother says, I just think you have a soft voice, J Spot. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Soft voice. I sound loud to me. But again, I'm listening through a mixer here, but I don't know what you guys hear on the other side. But thank you. I have a soft voice. Maybe I'll put that to use and do some radio or something one day. Tulip
ASMR.
says, well, I do have a podcast, so let me just put it to that.
There you go.
Tulip said it's fine. Kyra says, no worries, Jay, it's fine. Thank you, because y'all know how I feel. Like I want it to be perfect. I want it to be good. I don't like where it sounds weird or looks weird. RC says, why draft a talented, skilled player you know in the back of your head you're gonna cut? It's truly diabolical. Um, I was also thinking about that. I'm gonna get your thoughts on that too, Rob. I was thinking because I remember, I think it was me and Sess that were talking because we did we went live for the expansion draft. I think we went live for the expansion draft. I know we were live for the regular draft, but it was to me, I'm like, okay, so you do this expansion draft. Um, you take people from teams that are like, yeah, they're not protected, obviously, because you can take them, but they are on teams, right? You take them from these teams. And I was like, so is this an automatic like you keep them? Because I can't imagine you taking somebody from a team that actually has a team and then you cut them and then now they don't have a team. So I'm thinking about that when I think about Leticia Ami here, who was on Atlanta. Yes, she wasn't being utilized there, but they have a new coach now. Who knows how she would have fit in there? Who knows? Like, she had a great performance in the preseason, 20 points off the bench. She was killing it. They almost got that win. But she just got cut today. So now she's without a team. And I'm sure maybe she will get picked up eventually, but it's like I was on the Atlanta Dream and I had a spot. And now I don't. So it's kind of like why take me if you were going to end up cutting me? What do you think about that whole situation? And the fact, like, we know that the rookies are not guaranteed. We know about that. But they cut all three of their two of their rookies, and then their first round rookie is overseas who's not going to come play this season. What do you think about that whole thing?
To me, it just demonstrates just the cruel side of the business. I mean, I said it on my podcast, which will drop tomorrow, that the WNBA is such a different basketball league compared to men's sports, where in the NBA, like the women's college basketball, they get through April, right? And then for the men's, they don't have their draft until June. They have their like summer situation with the summer league with those first and second year players that are trying to fight for a spot once they get to training camp and then preseason in September. Well, unfortunately, with the WNBA, until things change, they don't really get much of a sample size to demonstrate their worth to be on that team. And it's also a situation that's endemic with the situation with the WNBA being so limited on roster spots. I know that they expanded it to 12 maximum players this year, which you might as well tell me I got a dime and I'm not poor. I'm a dime richer. It doesn't change anything, and
Yeah.
it's a shame because am I here honestly? Isn't it crazy? She scored 20 points in 19 minutes and she's cut.
Yeah.
That's just the cruelty of the business.
Hmm.
And then Caitlin Chen, who I think was looking to be this year's Kate Martin story. We saw the excitement out of Paige Beckers during that draft at the barn in New York, and she was so excited. I mean, she was excited too for other teammate Griffin that went to Minnesota. But when Chen got drafted, I think that was a feel good story. Now, did I really think she'd make the team? Maybe, but it's kind of hard when you have to go against some veteran players as well. I mean, you have Monique Billings, you have Xanda Lassini playing, Kate Martin, Tip Hayes, uh, Fagbenle on the team. It's just hard. Um, so do I like these moves? Not necessarily, but hey, that's why I'm a journalist. I'm not going to be the GM, and I'm not going to be Coach Akase, who has to make these tough decisions. I have some thoughts about a lot of these cuts, and I think I'm going to echo a lot of what the fans are saying that it's it's just too bad that they can't expand the rosters even more, or have a situation like where the NFL has an inactive list that you can keep some of these players on an active list so that you don't have to have the hardship contracts. You eliminate that,
Mm,
and then you can resort to these players so you don't feel like you're up against the wall like the Dallas Wings were last year. So it's
that's a
tough.
good point.
I hate seeing this, and this is my first time experiencing this up front
Hmm.
as a journalist. So think as much as you fans do because um, this is not like the NFL or NBA where we kind of have some time to see before they get cut. We don't. We just simply don't.
That's a good point. And then we were thinking like they have some kind of pool or, yeah, if they could find a developmental league or um, just something where they are available, obviously outside of expanding the roster spots, which hopefully that's part of the new CBA. They can get it to, maybe even 15.
Well, they have to. I mean,
Sorry.
they have to because we've seen so many injuries already during preseason. We saw some injuries on Unrivaled for some of the players
Mm-hmm.
who were going to play for their teams in the W. I mean, look at Lady Hamilton in New York who can't even play because she got injured during Unrivaled, and that's so
Yeah.
unfortunate for the Liberty. So, I mean, I would just hate to go into the season where we saw injuries happen last year with some of the rookies, namely Cam Brink, who was really off to a good start for the Sparks, and then late last year, which I hate to bring up for you, Jay Boo, but
It's
Angel
okay.
Reese
It's
getting
okay.
hurt.
Yeah.
Angel Reese getting
We
hurt
had
last year.
Camilla hurt in the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly. So I just don't want to see these injuries happen because a lot of their fans who watch them in college have become fans of the WNBA are discovering it for the first time, or maybe for another time because they kind of went away from it for a while because they weren't interested. But then they
Hmm.
follow these players and then they get hurt. It's a tough pill to swallow to say the least.
Yeah. Whew. Hopefully they will change that. Shantae Michelle's in the house. What up, though? J Spot, Tulip. It is 3 a.m. damn near. Thank you. And I appreciate you being here with us. I appreciate that. Michigan go blue. That is right. Shout out to my Michiganders out there and the fans of Michigan. Toya knows basketball. It's crazy. The new team did not keep none of their draft picks. Yep. We were just talking about that. They used Chin's name. That's a That's an interesting comment there. Bug, I can hear you just fine, but if the yappy little dog shows up, Ghost, I'm blocking you. Say one more thing about my dog. Say one more thing. I'm putting you in timeout. Hey, country, long time no see. How are you? Troy says I was shocked about the surprise and unexpected release of Haley Jones from
Mm.
ATL. Yeah, I was gonna bring up the transactions from yesterday and today. Yeah. Someone had said that I was following on the timeline that Haley was up for the chop and block because they felt like Pow Pow really had some impressive play the last couple of games, and just she was great in practice. It was like another journalist, and so they thought that Haley and it was a couple of other players were up for getting cut. And I'm like, well, Haley's been on that team for 3 years or 2 years. And so, yeah, they gave her the old chopperoo, which is crazy. Groovy says, I feel sorry for the Golden State season ticket holders. They still showed up and showed out. They probably still will. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they had grown attached to a lot of the players yet. I think they're just happy because there's a team there to support, but we'll see. The Valks are a mess. Toya knows basketball says those fans love Ken at Golden State. Or Golden State. Tulip, Torrey cooked against Phoenix too. Yeah. And here's the thing, I was worried about Torrey. When I saw her playing, I'm like, man, when do they play Chicago? Because we got to figure out how, because this lady's cooking. Like she's shooting shots here and there and everywhere. We got to go up against her, but she got the chop. We don't have to worry about her right now unless another team picks her up. So I'm not mad at that. Shantae says it's hard for guards to make the W. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Toya says the new team already making a bad name. Yes, a lot of people, whether there's a good reason or not, like there's a lot of people upset with Valkyries. I'm hearing that they're going to be hate watching and all this stuff just to see, just to watch them fail. I did read, and I don't know how true this is, but someone said the reason they cut LA is because they might be forced to use the 4th year option on her, which means they have to pay her. And if they cut her, they would have to pay her through 2026. So they didn't want to do that. They had to make the decision by tomorrow, and whether to keep her or not. Because if you say yes, then you have to pay that 4th year option. I didn't know that. I don't know how it works. I need to read the CBA, but I still don't understand why that would be an issue because you're a brand new team. The owner is loaded. Y'all can pay that girl's fourth year. Like she's not making that much money. She's still on a rookie scale contract, so she's making like $80,000. You can pay that. It's not breaking the bank. I don't really see that being a reason why cut them because you don't want to pay that extra money because it's not that much extra money if in the big scheme of things when you're looking at people's salary. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. Once I read it, it didn't really make sense to me because I'm like, it's not like you're paying Jackie Young, $150,000, $200,000 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You're paying $80,000, if that. I don't know what her contract looks like, but you're not breaking the bank. Tulip says Haley has been underwhelming. Let's be real. She has had a lot of opportunities and done nothing with them. I mean, look, I felt last season when Jordan Canada was out, she had to run the point. And I don't know if she's a natural point guard or she's just been playing out of position, but she played well. To me, Atlanta was suffering. They were one of the bottom teams, but she when I saw her, she was doing well. I don't know. I don't follow Atlanta, so I can't really speak to that a whole bunch, but the times that I did see her take over as point because they didn't have anybody else, Jordan was out, I thought she did a great job. Did you watch a lot of Atlanta?
Not
No?
particularly. I mean, I did
Okay.
maybe for like the playoff bubble watch last year when the Wings were in
Mhm.
that hunt, the Mystics were there, Chicago Sky and the Dream were in that whole battle for that eighth and last playoff spot. So yeah, I
Yeah.
watched them, but not too much. But I know that she kind of seemed like a player who would do pretty much anything the team asked of. So it's just too bad. But I think obviously Tiana Pau did enough to impress the team to make the cut. So it seems like they just want to go in a different direction to say the least.
Yeah, that's my South Carolina girl. She she
That's right,
she's
Pau
she was
Pau.
looking good. She was looking good out there. She didn't look scared. Like so proud of Pow Pow. Like she came in there like a true pro. Shook them up a little bit. I think she got a lot of attention. Obviously, they were playing against Indiana, and she shook her a little bit. It was a couple of plays where she left Cece just out there on an island. But I think she's good for the team, and the team seems to like her. She also has a sister, South Carolina sister, in Alicia Gray. So I think it was, with the buy-in from Alicia, Ryan was looking for her right after the draft. They just seemed to want it. They had already wanted her there. You know what I'm saying? It was just a fact of can she can she fit in with the team, and then can she actually play within the system? And it looks like she can. So I'm happy she made it through. Um, Tulip, let me see. I took my kid page. She don't use it. I don't change nothing. I should though. Oh, the name. The name is your kid's name. I'm sorry, I'm skipping around y'all because I want to catch up to some of these comments. In terms of diabolical, the worst was drafting Chin and making her do appearances in media and selling her jersey, then cutting her. Yeah, selling the jersey is weird because if you're gonna make money off of them, at least keep them on a team. Like I don't understand drafting them when you don't know if you're gonna keep them or not, and then putting their jerseys up for sale. That's kind of weird. Like wait for them to make the team. You know, like
Right.
why? I don't get that. I don't. That was weird. Yeah, and she was second in sales. That's crazy. So we just have a jersey of Chin who never even really played a real game for the Valks, and I have her jersey, and for what if we never see her again? That's crazy.
It is.
Um,
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say it's crazy. I mean, Paige pretty much challenged the other WNBA teams. During draft night, she's like, these teams out there would be foolish not to draft Caitlin and Aubrey. So I mean, I felt like her word was enough, but obviously it was not enough for Chen. And then it is crazy because she did some appearances at a baseball game, and
Mm.
obviously her jersey shirt, like the jerseys, were selling really well too. So um, it couldn't be a money situation. I'll say that much. So again, it's a tough situation when you can't really gauge, but we in the public don't know what goes on. And training camp can only do so much. So I don't know if that's the right decision or not. We'll only find out when they start their season. But it is crazy. I
Don't
mean,
sell their stuff. Like it's
right?
not
Yeah.
cool,
No, it's
especially in
not.
the W when the players don't get it. They don't get percentage of their jersey sales.
No,
So
they
you
don't.
just made money off this girl and then cut her. That makes no
Right.
sense to me. Um,
It's a really raw deal.
used her as right. It's dirty work. Let me see. I was going to watch the Golden, I guess Golden State. Like I watch my Sky. Oh, I was gonna watch Golden State like I watch my Sky, but I passed. Those starters did nothing. Okay. RC says Rob and Jay. I think it's obvious now that not even having awesome and electric preseason showings like Leticia and Ami here and Deja Kelly doesn't guarantee you a roster spot. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
For Becky, I feel like it was like she just doesn't have the room. Like we don't have the room on the Aces. It was between are you going to cut Nye or are you going to cut Deja? And although Deja is really good, like well, she had good showing during the preseason. We're looking. What do we need? What are we lacking when we miss a KP? What is it that we needed to help out Asia last season? We needed guard play. We needed shooters. We needed people that could score fast, and that's what Nye showed in that time. Deja did a little bit. I mean, she would show up, but I think the power that Nye has to just go off the cuff and just shoot a three and just go about her business. She's also good on defense. I think that's something that Becky said is a little bit more valuable to her than Deja Kelly. And then you look at they kept Crystal Bradford. Crystal Bradford is like Tip Hayes. You lost Tip to Golden State. You lost KP. You lost AC. You lost Sid. You need that extra firepower, like the way she moves and grooves. I don't know if y'all got to see her in Chicago. In China, she was Camilla's teammate at one point in China. She she's she's like a Tip Hayes. She's like a Kennedy Carter. Like they're just so electric on the floor. Super fast, push pace. They can get a bucket. They can drive. They can shoot. So I don't know. She had to make a decision. So I'm not too mad about the Deja Kelly cut. I knew we couldn't keep all three. We had to make a decision, and I think Becky, at least for me as an Aces fan, I see that she probably made the best decision that she can make. Now, even keeping Bradford, she's an extra body, but I think they were able to keep her because Meg, hot girl Meg got hurt. She's not going to be on the team, well, playing with the team for this year. I think they can maybe use Bradford as a hardship player. I don't really know how that works in the beginning of the season, but I think they're going to let her go once they get Cheyenne Parker Tyus out, who's also out because of maternity leave. So I think she's going to be gone after that. So I don't know if that's a permanent spot or not. But uh, you have any thoughts on the Aces at all, Rob?
Well, my only thoughts are that they are going to be likely my championship pick, which is a bold claim I'm going to make in the month of May. Given how many teams have upgraded their roster spots, yes, I know Indiana Fever fans are going to want me to admit that. Yes, you did upgrade your team, but I really think that the Las Vegas Aces. I'm thinking more in NASCAR terms, as I said in my podcast. When a champion driver and team get knocked down after successful seasons, they can either fall apart to pieces or they're going to find a way to go back to being champions again. So to me, I feel like the Las Vegas Aces have what it takes to be a championship team again. We saw that Asia obviously is still doing Asia Wilson things, as I saw in that preseason game against the Dallas Wings, even though it's just a dress rehearsal game. I mean, she looks really tough. Well, they also have Jewel Lloyd, who we know is really dangerous at the perimeter. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what she can do. Tiffany Mitchell, obviously looking really good. Leah Nyes really looking good. Jackie Young, obviously, did you see the work she did during Unrivaled and how she got
28
bulked up?
points in her
Yeah,
preseason game. Just crazy.
crazy. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, this is a really loaded team. I'm curious to see how the bench is going to be a factor this year. And for me, I'm going to be watching Elizabeth Kitley to see if she can do some things because I know she got drafted last year. She couldn't play because of her injury, but we got to see a little bit out of her um, against the Wings at Notre Dame. But it wasn't enough for me to know like how she going to fit into the roster. So if she makes the cut, she could be someone that could fuel some points, at least keep the team in the right direction. So it's an interesting crossroad moment for the Aces.
I see y'all's comments. Dallas is not taking out the Aces. Za, hello Za, welcome to the show. We're not starting that propaganda over here. No, no, no Aces slander. Ghost says if Rob starts comparing Asia to a V8 engine, just cut his mic. What are you talking about? Tulip says Aces have no bench and still starting Stokes at center. Another second round exit awaits. Here you go, Tulip. No, nope, that's not happening either. Aces don't have a GM. You can tell with this offseason. What's the GM got to do with us playing? We have the best player in the whole world on the floor. We have the best point guard, the point god on our team. We've added Jewel Lloyd. We have a
Yeah,
healthy Tiffany Mitchell.
that's right.
Come on, y'all. Let's tell me you don't watch the Aces without telling me you don't watch the Aces. Come on now. We do a little bit. We do a little bit. Come on. We won a championship with 3 people available on the bench. 3 people available against a healthy New York team. We come on. Don't do that. Don't do that, y'all. Ghost says NASCAR. Yeah, he covers NASCAR. Summers in
That's
the
right.
house. Unrivaled in France. No, that was so they said that is what's the guy's name? What's Fee's husband's name? Alex. Alex is doing some kind of speaking engagement at some event that they're having there. I don't think unrivaled players are playing or they're going to get some unrivaled players to play. I don't know about that cuz June is is during our season. So I don't know if they're going to do that or they're going to get some other players or it's just him speaking. But I did see that they're teasing it. We'll find out what they say. I don't think I said hey to Tiffy. Hey Tiffy. Aces would have kept Deja Kelly if they could move KB or Dana Evans' contract. Becky was in a tough spot. Yeah, right. They can't move KB or Dana Evans. She just had to make a decision, so it is what it is. I like when Tip Hayes got chirpy with Angel. Hope they bump heads again this season. More Argo in the dub. I don't mind it, but y'all know every time there's some kind of something, Angel gets all the negativity coming at her like like she's the evil villain. But I like it. I like the arguments. I like the little tussling. I like the jawing back and forth. I like it in sports. I don't know. That's just me. It doesn't mean anything to me, but I never think like the other person is like a horrible person because they, you know, said something. So, Tip was a little, during that unrivaled game, she was tattletelling like a little kid to the ref, like saying, "Oh, look, Angel's still talking. Give her a T." And the ref looked at her and gave her a T and threw her out of the game. And Tiff was still talking to her and stuff like that. So I ain't really like that. That ain't really sit right with me because that was a little too much. Not not like when they try to say that you don't have class and anything like that. I just felt like that was just, come on now. Why are we doing that? So next game, be prepared, Tip. That's all I got to say. Just be prepared. We talk with our game around here. So Angel ain't forgot it. We shall see when they meet up again how things go. Cuz I think Rose did play the Tip's team, the Laces, before the season went out after that incident. I don't think anything crazy happened. So maybe they're over it. Zah says, I hope Indy eliminate New York. I'm fine with that. Neither one of those are my team, so I'm I'm fine with that. Political says they stuck with Dana contract and Bell. Yep. Hey, Political, thanks for coming in. I think I see everybody. If I missed you, I didn't say hello. My bad. I think I said Summer. Yep, I did. Yeah, I had to skip around, y'all, because we're getting behind on the comments. Angel always welcome in my house. I'm sure. Ghost. I like them baddies. Yes, I know you. I know you do. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and I'm gonna pull up the transactions real quick, and then I'll let Rob give us a little preview because we got the season starting super soon. It starts on Friday. I think the first game, I'm looking at it right now, is we got two games. We got Atlanta versus Washington Mystics at 6:30 my time, so that's Central, 7:30 Eastern. Then you got Minnesota playing Dallas. And then at 9 o'clock, we got the Vegas. We got Los Angeles Sparks against the Golden State Valkyries. And people will be tuned in to hate watch Golden State. So I'm sure that'll be a popular game. So I'm gonna pull up yesterday. I'm gonna pull up this week's, starting with Monday. I'll go through them real quick, and then I'll give Rob the floor to talk about his teams he's been covering. So let me see how I do this with somebody else here. Oh, okay. Do I like that? That's weird. Maybe. Like
There
that.
we
That's
go.
that's as close as we can get right now, guys.
Looking
Sorry.
good.
Hopefully y'all can see that. If not, I will read it anyway. So Monday this week, and we still have teams that still have yet to cut. I think Connecticut still has to cut. Who else did I see? New York still has to cut. I'll go through the teams too just to see where their rosters are. Okay, but Monday, New York exercised their 4th-year option on Niara Sabally. So she will be there through 2026. The Sparks cut Leah King. Aces cut Deja Kelly. Seattle cut Serena Sundell, Mackenzie Holmes, and Brianna Frazier. And then Atlanta waived Cheyenne Sellers. Very unfortunate for her. I mean, she never got to play a game with the Valks. And then she got to Atlanta, play one game, and they gave her the chop. Tuesday, Seattle exercised their 4th-year option for Jordan Hurston. We know she tore her ACL in Athletes Unlimited this offseason. So they exercised their right. So she will be with them through 2026. Anika Salto. I don't know who that is. Sorry, I'm messing up that name. But she's suspended for the full season. I'm not sure who she is, if she's an international player or she got hurt, but they did the same thing with Laney, suspended her for the season. So they can keep them on the team, but they don't take up a roster spot. Fever cut Jaylen Brown. That's kind of sad. Jaylen played with Dallas last season. She was sick for most of the season. And then she was traded, or Indiana picked her up in the off season. And then today, we already know it says Benijah Laney Hamilton is out for the 2025 season due to a non-WNBA injury. We knew that already. She actually, she played with Unrivaled. She already had an injury, but she came into Unrivaled, I guess, healthy, hurt herself
She did.
again. She's not able to play this season, but because she did hurt herself in Unrivaled and she can't play her entire season in a W, they have a clause, some kind of like, it's almost like an insurance where they will pay her salary. So even though she can't play, they will pay for her salary she would have got this year had she been able to play with the WNBA. So that's kind of good. Connecticut cut Amy I don't know how to say that. Do you know who
Okonkwo.
that is?
Yeah, Amy
Ocon.
Okonkwo.
Say that again.
Okonkwo.
Okonkwo. Okay. She was waived. Madison Hayes was waived. Dallas cut Joyner Holmes. And Washington cut Ashton Pritchell, Zay Green. That's unfortunate. Lauren Jensen, Khadijah Cave. We just talked about it. Valks cut LA. Chloe Bibby. Bibby was going off too that game. Caitlin Chin, Alyssa Kunane, and then Torrey. I don't know how to say her first name, but Torrey also got cut. And then Minnesota Lynx cut Grace Berger. Very unfortunate there. And Haley Jones, again, she was a third-year player, but still on a rookie contract. So we already know rookie contracts are not guaranteed. You can get cut at any time. And that's what they did. So if we go really quick to these team rosters, if I can see it. So we got right now 1, 2, 3. I don't like this version of it. I like it on my phone because I can see how many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think they're keeping 11. And so they
Yeah.
have Griner, Maya Caldwell, Shatori, Walker Kimbrough, Brianna Jones, Alicia Gray, Nia Coffey, Ryan Howard, Taylor Terry, Jordan Canada. We still don't know if she's back or not. She got hurt in a preseason game, and then Tahina Pow Pow. Awesome. It looks like they have two rookies on the team. So their team is solid. They're done. He said he wanted to carry 11, and that's who he's carrying. Let me see. Chicago, we have our roster is done. We have 12. It looks like we have 14 because Svika and Koulibaly are on the team technically, but they are not playing for us this season, so they're not taking a roster spot. So outside of them, we got Elizabeth Williams, Haley Van Lith, Mariah Jefferson, of course, Angel Reese, Ariel Atkins, Rebecca Allen, Camila Cardoso, Kia Nurse, Michaela Onyenwere, Maddie Westbelt, my girl from Notre Dame, Courtney Vandersloot, and Rachel Banham, Big Mama Rach. My team is looking good. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. My team is looking good. I'm happy about that. While we talk about, I'm gonna bring up Connecticut, and I'm gonna let you talk about them before you get to Dallas, if you have any information on them. But our roster, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on his team, 15 on his team. You can only carry 12. Right. I don't know who is international, who's not, or who's staying, or whatever is going on. We also have the issue with, Sanaya Rivers is out because of her mom passed away. We don't know how long she's going to be gone. Anissa has been out with a knee injury. I don't think either one of those are in jeopardy of being cut, but I'm not really sure. He brought on Bria Hartley. Like, as everybody's getting cut, he's adding more people to his team. So that was a little weird. I like Bria Hartley. Bria Hartley was taken on last year for the Aces in training camp. Um, I want to say, oh, she went to UConn. She went to UConn, but I saw some of her film, and she's a I think she's a point guard or can play point guard. She was really good. I thought the Aces might keep her, but they didn't. We know Ryo Marshall is also a rookie, so I don't know what's gonna happen there. Your girl JC went from Dallas to Connecticut. We still got Marina Mabry, Diamond DeShields, Olivia Nelson Ododa, Yvonne Anderson, Haley Peters, Robin Parks, uh, Cariata Dybee. I'm not sure who that is. Tina Charles. What's going on with the? What do you got for us for the Connecticut Sun? What's going on with them?
Well, I know that Coach Mizian is basically looking for a team that can translate his style of play from international basketball. So he wants to see some fast-paced plays, obviously some clean executions, getting in the paint, and then looking for someone who can shoot from the perimeter, and not your usual go-to players, because he knows he can count on someone like a Tina Charles. He can count on someone like a Marina Mabry when she's healthy. So pretty much to me, the vibe I've been getting is like, which of these role players can he count on? And I mean, it was a really discouraging loss against Seattle. Mind you, that was a time when the preseason, you're just experimenting with lineups. So you really can't read into much of the results. But um, even when they defeated the New York Liberty, who obviously overstands Stewie, I mean, they had a really good victory over them, minus that fourth quarter, which was not their best showing, although most of the starting lineup was not on the floor at that point. It was just who was going to make the final roster spots, which obviously, as you can tell from the roster, they have yet to finalize it. So they're going to use it tomorrow to pretty much figure out who that is. Um, and I'm not just saying this because she played for Dallas, but I think JC Sheldon is someone who's impressed upon Coach Mezian because obviously with JC, you don't get just someone who's going to be a catalyst off the bench. You get somebody who's actually had some coaching experience because she did some. She was a director of player development for the Buckeyes during the offseason because of her injury that forced her not to play in Australia. So in a way, it was kind of like a good opportunity for her to kind of see how people take to the court, to pick up on things that maybe she needed to improve upon during her rookie season, which she started off the bench. Then she got thrusted into the starting position for most of the games last year. And she had a really fantastic game against New York. Now, obviously, as we talked about earlier, just having a fantastic game alone doesn't guarantee you a spot. But I think if you're Coach Mezzi and you're looking for a player to keep, JC Sheldon's definitely someone you want in terms of how to execute his style of play because there's not only just learning his style, there's a bit of a, I don't want to sound mean, but there's a bit of a language barrier too. The players have to understand what he's saying, and there's going to be some translate words and translations that are lost, but he means well. I think they're picking up on what he's looking for in terms of hustling in all aspects of the game. I think the real thing that I'm concerned about is just, yeah, they picked up Rhea Hartley, but they just have way too many forwards and guards that are you thinking about keeping players who have prior W experience, or do you intentionally want to keep some players like a Haley Peters who hasn't played over 6 years but has international play and played with Coach Mezian? You want to keep her and sacrifice somebody who has W experience. So that's what I'm intrigued to see because they have media day tomorrow, which I'll try to be there for. Um, it's an interesting situation because I haven't seen much indication as to who he's going to keep and who's going to cut in terms of those final spots. But to say the least, it's going to be interesting to see who he cuts because that's going to be the identity of this team for this year, and whether or not those are players who have bought into Coach Mezian's very unique style.
Okay, okay. I didn't realize that some of those players that had played with him, and yeah, it kind of makes sense if you're an international coach that you probably would lean towards some of those players that you know of. So all I know is Anissa Morrow better be on that team, and I know she was at the charity golf game they had today or whatever golf match or I don't know what you call golf stuff. golf game.
An
Today.
invitational, I guess.
I guess invitational.
I don't
Um,
golf.
she uh she was there. So I'm sure she's on the team. I mean, the stuff that Anissa can bring to a team, I think is very valuable. Bigs really translate in the W. Your fours and fives are usually some of your best players. Those are the ones that have historically been MVP of the league. So I think what the skills that she has, whether you can call her undersized or not, I think it will translate. She's 6'1", but a lot of people feel like that's undersized. But Fee is also 6'1", and no one calls her undersized. And there's a lot of 6'1" and 6'2" forwards out there that are doing just fine. So I don't take that into consideration. So I better see her when it's time for them to play. Hopefully she's well and she can play on the next game. Let me see some of
Yeah, I
y'all
think she will.
comments. Miss D is here. What's going on? Someone said we need to, what did I see it? Cut Maddie and add LA since she's available. Tiffy said that. I think we got who we're gonna have. I think they have it solidified. Jeff wants who he wants. He was really intrigued by Maddie. And you know, will LA, I don't know if LA, because she didn't get to play as much in Atlanta, it's hard for me to say like how I think she would fit in Chicago just off that one showing in Golden State because and we know she did play for the Canada national team, but I don't really know a lot about her game. I didn't watch her when she was in South Carolina. I think she's a great player, but I don't know enough about her to say that Jeff is making a mistake by keeping Maddie over her. Troy says, I love the Ion Television WNBA doubleheaders on Friday. Yep. Yep. I forgot. And we still got Amazon. We got Ion. We got NBA TV
CBS.
now.
Yep, you have
Uh,
NBA,
ABC,
CBS, ABC, of
CBS.
course, CBS and CBS Sports Network.
Oh, okay. So we out here. We expanding a little bit.
We are.
3 games
And then
on
next year's
Friday,
NBC.
3 on Saturday. What'd you say?
Next year we get NBC.
Oh yeah. Next year we do? Okay.
I think so. I think
Um,
so. That's what I saw.
Rob, the man media, is in here in the house. Hello, Rob. RC says, what's Rob's channel? Even though he's supposed to be plugging his own channel.
Right?
What is your
Yeah.
channel?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. It's just at Rob Tiongson. So at ROBTIONGSON. Please give me some subscribing love because I have some pretty cool video on there. And yeah, you'll see some of the media day stuff I got to do with the Dallas Wings and Connecticut Sun. So just check it out because obviously I've had a few opportunities to talk to Paige Beckers and I am not quite posting the actual interview I did with her just yet, because the other thing I want to plug, if I may, is
Go
I
ahead.
did interview Paige Backers actually a few days ago, an exclusive interview which you can catch on thepodiumfinish.net and on my Substack TPF Plus at thepodiumfinish.substack.com. You'll see those are our very first article, so check those out because they're titled the same, but they're not quite the same. Um, it's a really good immersive look into who Paige Beckers is. We're not hyping her. We're not, comparing her to Caitlin Clark. You're just getting to know who she is as a human being, why she loves the game, and what the game has brought to her. So it's a really great conversation I had with her right after practice. So it's pretty cool and raw because she looked like she worked really hard, but I'm really grateful that she took some time out of her busy day to talk to me. So really looking forward to covering what Paige does with the Wings, and hopefully have a follow up with her later this year. So keep your eyes out on that. And another awesome piece I have with a certain Connecticut Sun player should she make the cut.
Ooh, now he's teasing.
I am.
Teasing a little bit. All right.
I
So
sure am.
while we're talking about Paige Beckers, we're looking at Dallas. Dallas roster right now, I think is solid. Is it done?
Yeah, it looks
It's done,
about
right?
done.
We
Looks
got
about
Nalissa
done.
Smith, Maisha Hines Allen, Kayla Charles, Paige Beckers, of course, Isaiah James. I'm happy for her. JJ Quinterly, Tierra McCowan. I don't know who that is. Louisa, how do you say that? You know how to say that?
Gesel Soder,
Sure,
Geisel
that one.
Soder.
That her, yes.
That
Maddie,
her. Yeah, Maddie
um,
Buckets.
Dejanay, Arike, and Ty Harris. So if this is the team, it looks way different than last year.
Oh
But
yeah.
Maddie's coming off of winning Athletes Unlimited. She was the crown champion. They do an individual championship there, and she won that. She had the most points. Dejanay, Arike, both coming back from Unrivaled. Nalissa was there a little bit as a relief player. She didn't play a whole lot, but she was there. And of course, we got Paige. So give us some information, some inside information about Dallas and what you think, uh, what you're seeing on the front lines. What kind of season do you think they're gonna have?
Well, I think this is definitely not going to be a team that repeats its 9-31 record, which, by the way, it was not because they were a bad team. They had a lot of injuries. And by the time they got all their healthy players back, they just didn't have a time to gel and figure out each other's plays. You typically get that during training camp, which I'm seeing right now, and you typically see that during the first few games of the season. They never got that opportunity, but obviously they had to go in a different direction, which, based on what I've seen so far, this is going to be a team that really takes advantage of the screen, takes advantage of the transition offense to try to be getting those fast break opportunities because they know with Paige Beckers, they have a facilitator, someone who is willing to set up the play, make those crazy passes like that no-look dime she did to Enrique during preseason against the Antelopes on Saturday night, which if you haven't seen that play, it was quite a scene. It was wild. Instinctual. I don't think it was like a high, like she was trying to be like showboating and like, let me get a top 10 play on Sports Center. That was just basic, amazing Paige Becker's IQ for basketball.
That was
So what
crazy.
you're
I
going
don't
to
mean to
see,
interrupt, but I don't think I've ever seen a preseason WNBA uh, play on Sports Center Top 10. I don't think I've ever seen where they've even talked about preseason play
yeah.
on Sports Center. So already, doing some, we're moving the needle as women's basketball. But yeah, I saw that play. I didn't watch the game, but I just had Sports Center on because I usually just have it on background noise and I'll catch like what's going on. And I looked up and I was like, wait, they're talking about Paige and Enrique in a preseason game. What? I rewinded it. I was like, it was top. I think it was. I don't remember what number it was, but it was one of the top ones. It wasn't like number 10 or anything like that. So I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. So I didn't mean to interrupt. I just had to say I can't. I've never seen that. I've never seen them talk about a preseason game.
Oh, no, you're good. And the thing that was amazing about it was that people forget that Maddie also set up that play too. Now, whether that was intentional or not, we won't know. I mean, I haven't talked to Maddie about it, but she also was a big factor into how that play set up. And I get it; it's against the Japanese national basketball team, so you can't say that's going to be expected every night against a real WNBA team. But this is going to be a very exciting team. Now, are they going to struggle? Yes, they're going to. They're going to lose their fair share of games, and people are going to get down on them. Which, look, you have to give the team some grace. It's a different head coach, number one, but Chris Koklanis, who comes by way of USC Trojans as an assistant coach. He's worked with Kurt Miller in the past with Connecticut, so he's got some
Sparks too,
familiarity.
right?
Yeah, with the Sparks, so he's got some familiarity with the W. But it's definitely going to be an adjustment. We saw how even with the Aces not having everybody in place, and of course the Wings trying to figure out their rotations, that they're going to have some nights that they have to figure out who they are. But the identity that I'm getting from this team is that they're going to be very fearless. They're going to lean on each other, and they have a bunch of players who want to be leaders. Obviously, Rike is going to be the primary one they'll turn to. She's been there for 7 years. I don't see that changing. But the nice thing for her is her Achilles is going to feel a lot better this year because she's going to have someone in Paige that she can count on the backcourt. Um, and if you saw that top 10 play, did you see the joy from Enrique's face with that dime? I mean, that's stuff I hadn't
Yeah.
seen from her last year. She looked like she just opened up a holiday present in the middle of May. Um, and that's the kind of joy I'm looking forward to. And Paige said it herself. It's about having fun, but you're also I'll share a little bit of what she said to me in terms of the kind of basketball she's looking forward to having, or the environment. She says that I'm like an annoying little sister that nags and bugs and annoys, but they love me for it, and they've already embraced that side of me. Everyone's learning. We're all growing together at the same pace, regardless of whether you're a rookie or 7-year player. We're using our voices and contributing. And that's what I look forward to with Paige. It's not the highlight plays, although I love seeing that. It's the intangibles you cannot measure on a stat scoring sheet. We saw that during UConn. Even in the season she was injured and she couldn't even play. There's a reason why people call her Coach P, because she's there, still on the bench. She's lifting up people's spirits. She's trying to find a way to get her team to be better. Those are things you, as an organization, look for from a number one overall pick, but also you look for in someone that you know that you're going to invest not just money, but your heart and soul to bring back the winning spirit to the Dallas Wings. So I'm looking forward to what she'll do. I'm not going to worry about how many points she'll score in a game, or if she did that or that. If you want to see that, it's on a show called Caitlin Clark Scores, Caitlin Clark Wins. No, Paige Beckers. I really love what she's going to bring to the team, just because. And I know no one really cares about this, but I'm a person. I'm being a little older, and maybe I'm a little bit sentimental. She brings so much positivity, so much character, so much breadth, like lightness that this team needed. That I'm looking forward to it. Lightness in terms of her humor, that she can make people smile. We didn't see a lot of smiles last year. There's a lot of like tension about, ooh, are we going to the playoff spot? Well, are we? What's going on here? Like the pressure's on us. There will be no pressure of that sort this year. So I think they'll be a playoff team. No, they're not going to beat the Aces in the playoff series, but I think you can look forward to the start of some really good times with this team. Um, I would say at least an eighth or seventh seed um, in the
Hmm.
W for this year. We'll see.
Okay, good. That's some good stuff. Thank you, Rob, for that
You're welcome. Sorry, I
insight.
was pretty passionate about that.
No, good. I love it. I love it. RC says Rob and Jay, Maddie Seegers is 10 times better than Alyssa Smith.
hmm.
Um, are you saying that because I think that one of the games, I don't know, Maddie came off the bench and Alyssa started? Is that why you're saying that?
Well, I mean,
Uh,
Melissa started both of those games, and people have been making this argument. Maybe Maddie does slot in as a starter. We don't know.
mhm,
Um, But I'm going to show my age here, Jay. She brings this Kevin McHale energy off the bench. And I know her favorite player that she's grown up watching, even though it was way before her time, Larry Bird from the Celtics.
mhm,
I feel like she brings this McHale energy onto the court that I just love because um, she just gets a bunch of points. That's the reason why they call her Maddie Buckets, because she catalyzes everyone around her, and she really, really has learned how to use her voice. That's something you cannot coach.
okay, okay. Vito says Dallas got too many guards that need minutes.
Mm, I mean, you could make that argument, but I think, you look at someone like Isaiah, you look at someone like JJ. I think they understand their what's needed out of them. They're not good. They know that they're not going to be in the starting five, but they also know that Enrique can't be playing every 40 minutes anymore. Those days
Mhm,
are gone. And Paige, given the fact that she's had a great career so far, but also injuries have happened, they're going to be pretty protective of their investment. They're going to make sure she doesn't get hurt. So you have someone like a Quinterly who, in that game against the Aces, and I'm sure you watched that game too. JJ really impressed me a ton. I mean, she
yeah.
scored like what 16 points
Mhm,
against the Aces. Now, no, that's garbage time points, but I was like, whoa, look at you! Like
yeah.
you're a late pick. And I thought Maddie Scott was going to be the one that would be impressing us. Unfortunately, Maddie got waived.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
Sucks. Madison
this West
Scott.
Virginia, this West Virginia Mountaineer, holy moly, this girl's got game.
Mhm.
So I'm
Hmm.
sold on her.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about JJ Quinterly, but I she made me take notice watching that game. So it's gonna be like, I mean, that's why I'm just so excited about the W period. It's so much newness. And I was just telling Summer, I was just saying, like, last season we were into the rookies, but it was more like it was more centralized because you got the Caitlin Clark, you got the Angel Reese, you got the Cam Brink, you got Rakia Jackson, Camila Cardoso. Like those were just like kind of superstars coming into the league. And a lot of people felt like this rookie class coming in this year wasn't necessarily up to that superstar status, but I'm finding myself like paying more attention to these rookies than I did the other rookie class. Like, of course, I'm always going to pay attention to Angel and Camilla, Rakia, and all them, but it's like I'm more invested in not just Pow Pow, not just Fagan. I'm looking at the JJ Quinterly. I'm looking at Sanaya Rivers whenever she comes back. I'm looking at Anissa. There's so many other rookies. I'm like, I was not giving all these rookies a look last season. It was like maybe 3 to 4, maybe
Right.
5. And now I'm like trying to look at all of them, upset that they're getting cut. And I wanted the opportunity for them to play. So they've kind of touched us in different ways, I feel like, because they kind of got shunned in a way. Everybody was like, this class is nothing, Olivia's not in it, you only got Paige, and then it falls down from there. But I'm excited about my girl Sony in Washington. I'm excited about Kiki over there in Washington. Georgia Amore got hurt, but it's just exciting. And then you mix that with the way that these teams have flipped the script. Like none of these teams are the same outside of New York, Minnesota, and even Aces look a little different. But everybody else is like almost a complete shakeup. Atlanta a little bit. They still have their core. But Dallas looks different. Chicago looks different. Indiana looks different. Phoenix looks different. Connecticut looks different. Washington looks different. Like it's so much newness. And then you got the Valks. Like, I'm excited. I'm excited about this season.
Oh,
Kyra says D is gonna make sure Liz is on her P's and Q's to start. Yeah, Dejanay. I love that little the banter between Dejanay and Paige. They seem to
me
have
too.
a cute relationship there. It's pretty funny.
And I think it all extends from that very epic game between them and like UConn and Baylor years ago.
Mm.
You have to think about that, right? Was it two warriors, two Valkyries out there, if you will, going at it? And there's just been a lot of respect um, between Dejanay and Paige. I mean, they even said it when they let the players take over the X account. Um, Paige was trash talking, saying, Dejanay can't guard me.
Mm-hmm.
So how does Dejanay, how does not get back at her? Oh, she says, girl got to get some tan or something because she's so pale. Which I thought was so fun. Everyone's been picking on poor Paige because she doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have a tan, which I'm sure that will change. Being in Texas, it's gotten, that, Jay, how it's gotten pretty hot over here, but
It's too
um,
hot.
it's too hot, right? We just went from like really nice spring weather last week, and now it's like boom, summertime, which means we'll get tanned. But no, I just love the dynamic between those two. And the one thing I want to say to stop the comparisons too is this: the thing I love is that the veterans, whether on the Wings or any other team, they are embracing these rookies. They embrace a Page. They embrace Dominique Malona over in Seattle. They're embracing every one of these rookies because they have obviously they're not just students of the game. These are people who respect what they're going to do in the W. Not to say that last year's class didn't, but I think there's
Mm-hmm.
some learning lessons that they saw that they're going to apply on the court. And Paige already having that crossover appeal for those players to see her going to those games, supporting the Seattle Storm for Nico Mule when she was playing, going to a Lynx game because obviously she's from Hopkins, Minnesota. I just love that. So it's gonna be a good year for sure.
Yeah. Great benefactor said intangibles. That's old school wordplay.
Well, I am old, okay? I'm almost 40, so get over yourselves, people.
So I brought up Aces. Let me get
Yeah,
back to where we were here.
yeah,
Aces
we're after Dallas.
roster here. Um, so I think we have everybody. I need to go get my phone so I don't have to count these, but we got
I figured for
Jackie, KB, Tiffany Mitchell, Crystal Bradford, Dana Evans, Chelsea Gray, Aaliyah Nye, Megan Gustafson, Asia Wilson, Jewel Lloyd, Cheyenne Parker Tyus, Elizabeth Kitley, and Kia Stokes. I believe this is the final roster. We do have Cheyenne out, and we have Megan out. Megan due to injury. Cheyenne is pregnant. She's out on maternity leave. They're expecting her back mid-season. That's going to be very interesting to see because I mean, I know Cheryl Swoops had a baby and came right back to basketball. I don't see how people do it. Like you birthed a human and now you want to come back and play basketball like nothing happened. Like you weren't, just you know giving life to a human being. But she says she'll be back. De'Erica did the same thing. She had her baby and she was back playing with the Sparks. But we know about that whole controversy of her being traded and all that other stuff. So I think that's why they were kind of in a conundrum because you can't like you need the spot. She can't play, but you're not cutting her because do you want another you want another issue? Because apparently they knew about it. She came to them, already told them. They signed her anyway. So even though she is on a training camp contract and she is eligible to be cut, you you just don't want to mess with that because you already have that current lawsuit. So can't really do anything with that. Troy says I can't wait until LA versus Las Vegas this season because even though the Sparks had a losing season, um, I believe the Sparks won 3 of 4 games against the Aces. You know what? You're right about that. That was the surprising thing because they were having issues with the Sparks. That's crazy. But now they have KP. KP's with the Sparks now. She says it's all love with the Aces, and I believe her. I don't think there's any bad feelings about it. She just needed to. I think she needed to branch out. She had a lot of stuff going on in her personal life, and I think it just felt like she needed to kind of have a fresh start somewhere. I didn't think she would go to LA. I mean, why? I don't see how you leave the laps of luxury like in Aces, and then you go to LA because we know they don't have a player facility. Their practice facilities aren't great. Um, their conditions, period, aren't that great. I mean, Candace Parker didn't get a locker until she got to the Aces after 12, 13 years in the league. So um, not that great, but whatever they told KP, they told her the right thing, and she decided to go there. But yeah, that's gonna be good. I think obviously Aces versus Seattle is gonna be good. Jewel Lloyd versus her old team. I think KP is gonna try to pull out all the stops. So it might be another. I don't think this year though. I don't think the Aces are gonna let the Sparks win 3 or 4 games. I don't see it happening. I was very surprised, but earlier in those games, I think De'Erica just turns up when she has to play the Aces. And I think all her teammates are like, I'm following you. Whatever you want us to do, we will be there. We support you and whatever it is that you want to do. So if you want to go off, go off. And that's how they won. So that's gonna be good to watch. Troy says, wait till that California, Texas taxes hit, and you be saying I miss no state income taxes in Vegas. Yeah. Where is she from? KP's not from California, is she?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
She
Let me
played
just
in
see.
Washington, but I don't know. I don't remember where she's from.
I'll find out right now. So KP actually is from California. She was born in, I hope I say this right, Poway, California.
Oh, so she knows about
And,
California taxes. I'm assuming, or something close to it.
and oh, so it looks like
Uh,
she grew up near San Diego, La Jolla.
okay, La Jolla. Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Let me see who else we got. We got I mean, we can look at the Valks. We kind of already talked about
Let's do it. Let's just do it.
we kind of already talked about who's on their roster. So we got Carla Late, Justice or Just
Jeez.
is that how you say that?
Let me see this.
Justy, Joysty? I don't know. I've heard of
Oh,
her.
Chesty Joy. You know,
I think you
let's go
can
for that.
click here and it'll say they usually have it where they'll say their name, but it's not. Maybe because
Not there this time.
it's not on there yet. Um, but
You'll
her,
see.
she's there. Kayla Thornton, who got drafted through the um the expansion draft. Stephanie Talbot, um, Janelle Sulanant. See, I don't know why y'all got me pronouncing these names. Saloon.
Salute.
Timmy Fagbinley, I know how to say that. Tiffany Hayes, Kate Martin, Veronica Burton, Cecilia Zandalusini. See, I can say that
Yeah,
one too.
got it.
Monique Billings, Kara Lincolns, Julie Van Lowe, even though we say Van Loo, but she said her name is Van Lowe.
And low.
Um, People think they're tanking with this team. Look, when I saw them play preseason, I'm not gonna lie, I was very surprised because I didn't, I just wasn't seeing it that they would like. I thought they would get blown out. In neither game did they get blown out, but they did cut some of the people that was helping them win those preseason games. So they don't have Toure anymore. They don't have LA. And they those were two of the ones that was really helping. Oh, did I say Tip Hayes? I don't know if I said Tip and Kate. Um, I think they have it's firepower there, but with every new team, even my team, Chicago, we just got to see how they mesh well. These preseason games only give you a little insight on what you might see, but they're not playing full roster teams. They're not playing full starters all the time. It's not 44 games of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a very small sneak peek that the coaches are throwing rotations out there and stuff out there that they may not ever use again. So we don't really know, but I just thought that they looked. I thought they looked good. Um, I don't know how they'll be in the season, but a lot of people feel like this is a flop. They don't they don't like the starting lineup. Now they're coming at Kate. I saw some stuff about Kate on there, and I saw some stuff about Tip, and they think this is like the bad news bears of the WNBA. I don't know why, but they do. But that's the roster. That's who we have, and they play on Friday, so I can't wait to watch. I have to work early, so I might not be able to see that game. I will probably watch it on Saturday, but interesting. Interesting for I think most people feel like an expansion team, they want like bigger names, and that might be what people are feeling is lacking. I don't know. I mean, you do have a Tip Hayes who came out of retirement, who I don't know how long she's going to continue to play. Um, I think Xander Lucini is hurt right now. Um, Kate Martin has been in and out of kind of having some injuries. She looked okay, but her shot was kind of off. It's been a minute because she was injured during Unrivaled. So I don't know. She didn't really get a ton of playing time, but I mean, what they do on the court is different than what their personal workouts are. So I can't say that she hasn't had the time on the court because we don't know. But it may just be a little rust. I mean, Van Loo was doing what Van Loo does. Um, I think she's great. So I don't know. I was happy to see Veronica Martin go. Veronica Burton go off. I don't think she got a huge look. I think she came from Connecticut. I
Yeah,
don't
she
think she
is.
got a huge look last season with the people that she had on the team. So I don't know. I don't know. I
It's
don't know
going
about
to
this
be a
team.
very interesting identity for this team because the most experienced player that they have is a Tip Hayes, who's obviously from UConn, 12 years into the league. So
Hmm.
that's valuable. Like you said, how long are you going to keep doing this? You have Kayla Thornton, who obviously we saw what she did with New York.
I like her. I like.
Um, I like her too, and I really like what she brings to the game. Monique Billings. I hope she finally finds a team that she can settle with because it's been pretty much a journeywoman career
Oh
for her at
yeah,
At this point.
you're right
But
about that.
we obviously know what she did with UCLA, and she brings a lot of great defensive skills, but she's also pretty good on offense too, attacking the paint from what I remember with Dallas. So it's what I think we're having to look for is what identity do they want to establish on the court? Do they want to be this team that competes, which means they might be one of those teams that loses those close games, or are they just looking to, establish that yes, we're a tough defensive team. We're going to be that team that we may not be in playoff contention, but when you come to our house at Chase Center, we're going to make you feel regretting to go to the city by the bay. So it's it's really going to be interesting. I know how people feel about the Chen cut because a lot of fans from UConn are obviously now invested with the WNBA. So it's kind of like when I hate to say like when Caitlyn came into the league, Kate Martin had her story, and now you don't have that with Paige
Mm,
and Caitlyn. So as in Caitlyn Chen, so that's
yeah.
it's gonna be interesting. I actually will watch that game, but probably not all of it because I have to write my recap for the game that's happening on Friday night.
Mm, okay. Luay is in the house. Hey, Luay.
What's up?
Um, Luay says hi to the chat. Troy says when the teams did their schedule releases for the respective teams, the Chicago Sky was the best one with the suspect challenge
That's a
with all
challenge.
the teams. What? The Chicago Sky was the best one with suspect challenge. What does that mean?
Are you saying like the whole like oh they get to start their season off with the fever and we know how that's gonna bring in good ratings because of the whole Caitlyn versus Angel thing again?
I don't know, but I don't like it. Kathy did that. I don't think Chicago wanted to play Indiana 5 times. That was not in the cards for us. Um, but I mean, I was someone brought up our schedule after like the first couple games. Chicago has a tough freaking schedule. It's like a game every other day. They're traveling back and forth for like 10 games. So I guess they're giving us the Indiana treatment that Indiana
I was
had
gonna say,
last
oof.
season. I think they're trying to stick it to us. I don't know, but I looked at that. I was like, wait a minute, we have like a day between games, maybe two days between games, and then there's some a couple more, just one day in between games, and it's like a long stretch of just really no time off after your first couple games. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I mean, we're going to be battle tested. We got 44 games coming up. So that means with a tough schedule in the beginning, that means we're going to get a softer schedule at the end. Hopefully, I didn't really look at the full schedule to know what that looks like, but that's kind of crazy. That's
The Wings
kind of
don't have it
crazy.
easier. The Wings don't have it easy either. I mean, their schedule's pretty packed as well. A lot of games front loaded as the season begins. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dallas has back-to-back games pretty much against Chicago to end the month of May.
Mm,
So it's not easy for them either. They're getting the Indiana treatment because they know they have the number one pick. So
yeah, yeah.
it's gonna be rough for these girls. Rest is gonna be paramount for sure.
Yep. JT said, fun fact, Kelsey Plum and Tahina Pow were from the same high school. Yep, they are, and they're
Yeah.
friends. I mean, I think Kelsey is like a mentor to Pow. They've talked about that before, so that's pretty cool. That they went to the same high school. Jeremy says, I like Monique Billings' game, great scorer and rebounder.
Oh, absolutely.
George says to Troy, yes, they also say Fever Sky is not a rival. Why are we playing them 5 times if it wasn't? It is now. It's because Kathy likes drama. Kathy is banking on some drama to pop off after. Like, I think both of them are very tired of it. Both of them just want to play basketball. They never cared about each other in that way. Like, a thing happened back in college, and then ever since then it's been this versus thing, which I don't think Caitlyn has really cared about Angel. I don't think Angel has cared about Caitlyn. They just play. They've been playing each other since they were in high school. It's never been a thing. Like Angel said, we've talked noise to each other in games plenty of times. It's been us back and forth a lot of times because that's the type of players we are. We talk trash, That's what we do. No one's ever said anything. No one said anything until that championship game. And now it's a big deal. And now Kathy is dragging it. We are over 700 days away from that game. It's been so many years since that, but she's holding on to that like a death grip, like a kung fu death grip to keep her numbers up. And I'm kind of tired of it because I don't want to see Indiana 5 times. Like I don't. That's not. I don't want to see that. I would rather see them play. Honestly, I'd rather see them play the Aces 5 times, or New York 5 times, or Minnesota 5 times. Even though I hate,
Right.
not hate Minnesota, but I hate. I don't like us. I don't like when we have to play each other because they, Fee tries to cook us every time. So I don't want that happening. But Camilla will cook Minnesota. They don't have nothing for her over there in Minnesota for Camilla. So it's kind of a back and forth thing. But I would rather see other teams have all those games with Chicago, if anybody. But I think the tide is going to turn pretty soon because I think a lot of fans are tired of a rival that's not really a rival.
It's all
JT,
because of Angel just mimicking Caitlyn's
yeah,
face wave thing that she stole from John Cena.
yeah,
That's just heat of the moment stuff. I mean, I don't think we have to read too much into it. And it was a national championship game, so like,
yeah.
let's just let it go.
Yeah, Kathy can't. She wants the drama. With all the drama that took place last season with Kennedy, one game, Angel another game, they're thinking that they were trying to like hurt Caitlyn on purpose, and then the media jumping into it. And it was just like it brought eyes, it brought ratings, and Kathy wants to recreate that magic. That's all.
Well,
I'm over it.
that's exactly why my very first game. That's why I asked Enrique about that, Enrique Ngumbawali, about the whole, is this the norm for the WNBA? Why is this happening? And she goes, I don't know how long you've been around the WNBA, but it's been this way since my rookie season. The men get fouled. I don't see people going, oh, why did he do this? It's basketball. It's going to be physical. We're going to compete. Some people get knocked down. Some people bleed, and that's basketball.
Hmm.
Glory to God, I get back up. Sometimes you don't, sometimes you do. That's just basketball. It's so the narrative has to stop people doing this or that. It's going to be physical. So if you don't want to go watch that, go watch golf or something. And I was 120% on that, because I wanted the player to shut the narrative up, and I hope that people will, because yeah, they're just, basketball is physical. It doesn't matter what the gender is. So no one's out to go and injure someone on purpose, and that narrative has to stop. So I know people like to see that drama. As a journalist, I don't give a care about it. I just want to see some good basketball, write about it, cover it, and move on.
I didn't know you asked that question
That
for
was
her to get
me.
that answer.
That was me who asked Enrique, and I wasn't trying
Oh
to like get a soundbite out of Enrique. I
no,
was just
but
more
yeah,
like,
okay.
that was my first break into the WNBA. It's like, welcome to
Okay.
the WNBA. You had one of the best players in the league tell you how she honestly felt, and I just wanted someone of a good stature, someone qualified, not Joe Schmo from the New York Post, or Pat McAfee, to say these things. I wanted an actual player on the record to set the record straight, and I certainly felt that Rike did that. I hope she did.
Yeah. JT says, let me add Candace Wiggins, Kelsey Plum, and Tahina Pow Pow are from the same high school, La Jolla. Okay. Jeremy
SoCal
says, I
represent.
want to ask you the Haley Jones waving. I think it's bullshit. Atlanta misused Haley Jones during her time there, mostly because of Tanisha Wright. But what do you guys think about Haley Jones? I mean, it's unfortunate. Again, it's the history of the W is more cutthroat than what we've been seeing.
Yep.
The way that they used to cut players back in the day, we just didn't have social media. We weren't privy really to it. A lot of people weren't following it the way that we follow. I check transactions every single day. Like people weren't really doing that back then. But they were chopping people left and right. So it is unfortunate. I think she filled a void that they needed at the time because, like I said, Jordan Canada was out. She decided. I mean, she took on the role of point guard. She's not a point guard. I think she's a two guard. Maybe she plays three sometimes. Um, and she took it on and ran that team when they needed it. And I know people feel a way about Tanisha Wright when she's no longer there. We have her in Chicago, so. But she's an assistant. I don't know I don't know what her role is there. I'm not really fully concentrating on her per se. I'm more interested in Tyler and what he's doing. But um, I don't. it sucks because you think you have a spot. You've been in the league for 2 years. You're going on your third year, and you get cut. But the thing about it is, you might have an opportunity to come back. We have three. Well, we got Portland, we got Toronto, and we have eventually. I think they said Cleveland is coming the year after that. There's
Yep.
opportunities to get these players back. So hopefully there's some GMs out there and coaches out there that see some of these players that get cut, like in LA, like a Haley Jones. Those are players that got cut their third year. So it
And
is
we
unfortunate. And if it was one of my favorite players, I would be kind of upset and broken up about it. But it's the nature of the beast that's just where we are.
yeah, we just had another player got cut from the LA Sparks just now. Ari McDonald.
What? Ari McDonald?
That's right.
What?
Just got that notification.
Ari?
Yeah,
So wait a minute. So are we saying Fagan made that team?
it's
How many
looking that
players do
way.
they have?
Let's go look one more time. I'll look right now.
I gotta
Look
go
at
to
the
LA.
roster.
We're about to bring up the
Yeah, so you got
roster.
Sims, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They still have to cut two more players, even
Oh,
with cutting Ari.
Ari. Now she's been in the league 4 years. That's
That's way too much. Like,
crazy.
yeah, she did well.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Breaking news. Breaking news on on J Spot Live. Wow, Ari. That's
I didn't think
crazy.
about that happening.
No.
Not with that team.
Mm. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. George says it's definitely a rival for CC. She plays her best against AR and LSU. I think it brings out the competitiveness of both
Yeah,
both sides because everybody's watching, everybody has something to say. It's just like I feel like whenever Chicago played Washington for whatever reason, Aaliyah Edwards would eat us up every single time. It's like for whatever reason, she played okay against everybody else, but when it came to Chicago, I'm like, what? What? Where she's not? She doesn't do this kind of stuff. Like she's scoring from all over the place. She's like taking like head to head with Angel. Um, I mean, the competition is there, so maybe it's just one of those type of things. I think somebody like Angel definitely, especially if you're the same position, brings out a lot in you because she's going to be super, super, super competitive, and that's why the vets love her because they know even though she's younger, even when she was a rookie, she's not going to back down from a challenge. Jeremy says because Fee does. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Sky don't got nothing for us either. For who? Are you talking about Minnesota? Sky don't have nothing. We have a 6'7" Camila Cardoso that scores very easily when she wants to, if they play her enough. We forgot she got
fresh
her
from China.
season high 22 points and some change last time they played in the regular season. Come on, Jeremy. Don't do it to yourself. Uh I swear if I hear one more YouTuber or announcer or media personality use the word assault when Clark gets fouled, I'm going to scream. It was a reporter from the Tribune or Sun Times that started it. Yeah, I just hope it's not like that's what I was saying. This season, I just want to enjoy basketball. I really don't want like let's just people are going to get hurt. People are going to get hit. People are going to get knocked down. That's part of the sport. I've been watching the NBA finals and the playoffs and they're almost taking each other's heads off and I hear the announcers, "Yeah, this is playoff basketball. This is what it's
Right,
all about." And I'm like,
right.
nobody, no sports, no ESPN alert. Nobody saying this is classless. No one says this is no place for that type of play. Like
Yep.
Draymond Green is literally beating people up on the floor. And they're just like, yeah, this is look at that intensity. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't want to hear just
No.
because they're women playing, and of course they always show a certain treatment towards CC, but I hope they get off that train. She's a player like everybody else. She's not made of porcelain. She understands the game that she's playing. She's never like I've never heard her complain about it or anything like that. So I think people just take on this need to want to protect her from whatever it is that they feel is happening. It's not needed. It's not needed. Let these women play. Just hush and let them play. If this offends you because she got elbowed, then go watch Girl Scouts knitting or something. Like go
Antique
watch.
Roadshow.
Yeah. What was I watching the other day? The Papa Shot uh playoffs. I didn't know that was a thing. But there you go. No contact. All they do is just throw the ball in the hoop. Go watch that. Like,
Yeah,
leave us alone over here.
you're right.
Jeremy says Sparks extended Ari McDonald's during the off season.
Well,
Not anymore.
not anymore. And I think another player got cut from their team too.
Jeremy says, question again. I also want to hear, oh, the gentleman as well. Do
Rob.
you think the gentleman? Do you think I'll let him answer first. Do you think the W should push their season opening back to have young players adjust better to their new situation and prevent injuries?
Well,
And
this
the
isn't going to
gentleman's
be
name
a
is Rob. Rob, that's his name.
yes. Yes. The obvious answer I'm going to give is yes. Yes, yes, yes. There is no reason for these players who came out of college to go and play, get drafted 8 days later, not have time to kind of like say goodbye to their teammates if they're going to the W, and then basically 2 weeks later, oh, by the way, here's training camp, guys or ladies, get ready because you never know if you're going to make the cut. And oh, by the way, middle of May, basically a month and a half after you played in March Madness, boom, you're on the court. You're a pro now. If you want these ladies to prosper, to be able to deliver on to entertain the team, like the team's fans and all that, move these games back. There is no reason to start it this soon. I get it. Everybody wants to go and see Paige or Caitlin or Angel or Camilla, all these players again after the long off season. But there's a reason why these women are getting injured. It's not because they're made out of porcelain. Even the most conditioned athlete's going to get injured from such a short amount of time to get going to the pros. That can't happen. And if you think about the ones who do play in Unrivaled or play in AU or go overseas, they are playing the equivalent of a men's basketball season, but in the span of 12 months. That's a ton of time. That's a lot of workload on them. So yes, I do think you have to adjust the schedule, and if that means that they're going to have to play in the mid-October, so be it. Just we have to figure a way to make this work because this is not viable if you want the W to go and be a successful league and not have that trickle down effect where things kind of went quiet and hush after the early 2000s.
I agree. I agree with Rob. I think they should try to find some way. I don't know how they're going to do it. I think she maybe doesn't want the competition of, October. I think, like I said last week, is baseball. I don't know
NFL.
when football is starting up. You got NBA that's starting up. It's like all the sports are meshing at some point. And so she may be, or the league may have had a concern about where the W will fit in that. But I mean, at the expense of these people's bodies, like you got to figure something out.
Yeah.
Even on the
Yeah.
men's side, the men are getting hurt. They're playing 82 games. They have tons of games, and you have these people resting, not playing certain games because they have so many games to play. And now you want to squeeze 44 games into this small little window of time, and then you don't give you don't give the rookies time. They come in, they've been playing since the summer, literally,
Yeah.
because they have summer practices, they have practice before the school starts, then they have regular practice when they're getting ready to start their season. They're playing all the way through from summer till March, and then they get 2 weeks off, and then it's training camp, and you better be good. You got to be on it because it's cutthroat. You can't have any injuries. You can't, you might not be the one that they want to save because you have an injury. You know what I'm saying? Not all teams are going to be like, I want to keep a Georgia A. Moore. I want to keep a Nisa Morrow. I want to keep Nika Mule, or, I want to keep a Kitley like Aces did. We'll keep her on our injured reserve. We can keep her on our roster, but she's not a roster spot. Not a lot of teams are going to do that. Brenda Maxwell got cut from Chicago because she had an injury. Like, they just couldn't take her on. They had too
Right.
many other injured players. So if you want these exciting players that you see what they do in college, and yeah, it's going to be a transition for them from the college to the pros, you got to give them some time, or like
Mhm.
it's got to be something. Push it back, give them, maybe like they do in the NBA. You know how they have that G League or whatever, and then when they're ready, you can pull them onto your team.
Right.
Have everybody has their own little G League team where it's the Chicago, I don't know, skyscraper buildings or something. I don't know, and they play and do their stuff, and then when they're ready, you can bring them up and they're on the roster. But that's going to take a lot of moving and grooving. I don't know. I just feel like it's just something there. It's too tight.
It
Like
is.
literally, you graduate or you finish your March Madness. You got to fly to New York to be drafted if you're
Yep.
drafted, and then you got to figure out between in 2 weeks. I got to figure out how to move my stuff. I got to figure out if I'm moving my stuff, where I'm living. I'm still in school. By the way, these people aren't. They're still in school. They still have classes and stuff that they're taking, whether it's online or whatever, and they have to play at the very top of their game just to make a team. And then you wonder why they get hurt. Like it's
Right.
crazy. So yeah, they do need to do something. I don't have the answer of what they need to do, but they do need to do something. Jeremy also says, also remember the Lynx had the best defense last year, and it would definitely continue. I'm not saying that they don't. Fee always delivers, and we got snipers that the Sky wish they had. Aces got them
Ooh.
too. Okay, Jeremy, we shall see. I'm not taking anything away from the Lynx. I'm just speaking facts. If you go watch those games, they don't have the post presence to take on a 6'7" Camila Cardoso. The issue was Chicago was not involving Camila in a lot of plays. Like that first, maybe second game they played, whenever she came back, she was hurt in the beginning. I think she scored 10 points in the first quarter just off of we're just giving her the ball and letting her do whatever she wants. Not saying, and then we lost. So I'm not saying the Lynx are trash. Like we definitely have an uphill battle with that. Fee is always great. I mean, you got Kayla McBride who can shoot threes from the bench. Like she can shoot threes whenever she wants. You got um Courtney who's the mid range queen. Like they got shooters. They got, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we got somebody that they don't have. We have a presence that they don't have, and we shall see how and if it makes a difference this season. Now that Chicago has added some people to their team, we'll see. Troy says, I was thinking since Toronto is coming to the WNBA, Edmonton, Vancouver, and Montreal should have had expansion. That Canadian market is big and very
Hmm.
supportive. I mean, maybe, maybe in some point they will advance. Troy said the season should start in June. That's a start. That's a start at least. George says, I think the Sky and the Lynx are going to have some battles next year. Yeah, that's what it's all about, y'all. I mean,
Right.
I'm going to talk my noise about my teams because that's just what I do. I love my Aces and I love my Sky, and I'm always going to root for them. But I love to see the battles. I mean, Asia was eating my Chicago girls up, but I was there cheering just because it was some good basketball. And when Camilla got those 5 blocks on her, I was cheering for that too. Like, I love it. I love all of it. So no, no, I'm not trying to shade anybody's team. Y'all are all good. But I was gonna go through the rest of these rosters. If y'all have somebody else roster y'all want me to go through, let me know. If not, I'm not gonna go through the rest of them because it is late. It is 10:25 my time. I've been at work all day. I'm sleepy. Um, and yeah, so I'm gonna say this is what I'm not gonna rank all the teams, but I think this season, a final preview before the season starts, I think is gonna be super competitive. I think I think some of the rookies are gonna shine, gonna surprise some people because again, people have been sleeping on them. Um I didn't say all day, y'all give me the likes, but give me and Rob, like, give me the likes, give me the sub, go to Rob's page, Give him the sub. He's the podium finish. I'll let him give his information at the end. Um, but go ahead and do that. But I think it's going to be a fun season outside of playing Indiana 5 times. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested to see who's going to win the Commissioner's Cup this year.
Hmm.
Minnesota did win it last year. New York won it the year before. I'm gonna put my head out there. I think Chicago is gonna be one of contenders for Commissioner's Cup. I feel like they're gonna be pushing for a little taste of something, just to see kind of see where they are as far as compared to everybody else. So I think they can be competitive. I think they'll be good. I'm giving them a ranking in the season. I think they won't go below 7 this season. I'm giving them 6. Other people have ranked them at 5, and I think that's dope. I hope they're ranked too. But I'm gonna give them 6 just because we're still very new. We still have to gel. We still have a brand new coach. Is everything's still new. So as good as we may have looked in preseason, I want to see what like some real games under our belt looks like. And I hope everyone can stay healthy. I give Aces. I'm putting Aces right now um, at number 4, but I think they can get up to number. I think they can be between 1 and 4. They can fall in any one of those spots. I'll give them 4 just because um, they're behind Minnesota, New York, um, and who was number 3? Who did I give? Who did I have at number 3? New York and Minnesota because they played in the finals. I forgot who I put above Aces. Was it Connecticut? And it can't be Connecticut because no, Connecticut's in the bottom of the season. I can't remember who I had above the Aces. It's slipping my mind right now. But
Seattle.
no, Seattle was under the Aces.
Hmm.
Maybe no, maybe Aces was 3. Aces was my 3.
Okay,
I couldn't figure out where I wanted to put Seattle because I didn't want Indiana at 4. I put Indiana at 5, and I gave
that's fair.
Chicago 6. Although Indiana could be
A 4.
4, maybe, but 3 for Aces, 6 for Chicago. Um, I'm not gonna pick a winner, but I'm just excited about the team. So, and y'all know I'm Skaces all day. Those are my teams. So someone asked, who is your squad, Rob? And then kind of what do you think about the season and how do you see where I think you already said where you see Dallas maybe ending up, and what do you think about Connecticut as well, or any team really?
Yeah, I mean, this is really going to be tough. I mean, for me, honestly, I still feel like the Las Vegas Aces are going to be the favorites to win in my book, just because they have that chip on their shoulder. I hate to use sports phrases, but they have this kind of like, hey, you guys ignored us last year because of what happened. We got bounced out in the second round. Well, don't forget that they've won 2 out of the last three championships going into the season. So there's got to be something said about having Asia Wilson and Coach Hammond still on the team, and a Jewel Lloyd who's now on the team, and then I'm sure those key players off the bench are going to be defining what they can do to support Asia, to support Lloyd out there. So I'm going to put them at 1 for my rankings, and then for the second, I would put New York because they're just pretty much the same solid team from last year. Minnesota's a 3 to me. And then in terms of 4, this is where things get interesting because I think Seattle's a 4 to me for right now. Um, it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep up with things, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then for me, I put Chicago ahead of Indiana for mine.
Mm.
So Chicago's a 5, Indiana's 6, and then this is where things get spicy for me. So I think the Phoenix Mercury could be the intangible. I'm sorry, I use that word again. Let me use a different word so I don't sound like Jeff Gordon when he says, "Look at this, look at this." Phoenix, honestly, they're just kind of the wild card team to me. Are they going to be as good as they were last year? I mean, they still have Kalia Copper, and we saw what she did in Unrivaled. Super good, top 3 scorer last year. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I will put them slightly ahead of Dallas just because they have the experience together, and they also have somebody from Dallas in the form of Satu Sabali, who
Mm-hmm.
um, will she be healthy? If
Yeah.
she can't be healthy, she's going to be a points producer for that team. So I put them a little bit ahead of the Dallas Wings. The reason why I have Dallas ahead of everyone else to be in the playoffs, I'm sorry, Sparks fans. Um, again, Paige Beckers. She is going to learn. She's going to transition well. She's a quick learner. She's not going to care about if she gets 30 points a game. All she cares about is what it takes to win the game. And if that means she's just going to get 20 assists, which I'm not saying she will, if that means getting the most assists out there so that Enrique can get a bucket, give it to Maddie, get that, point in the paint from T, I'm very encouraged about it. So I'm going to say Dallas gets eighth, and then it's pretty much, can Connecticut show who they are? Can Atlanta with BG on that squad, will they be a fringe playoff contender? Um, and then also too, the Washington Mystics, kind of an interesting team because it's a young team again. Um, and of course, they're going to miss Georgia for sure. But the one player I've mentioned before in the past that I thought Dallas would go after, but they didn't, Emily Engstler. That is someone I think
Yeah,
you
you have
folks
been
at
talking
home,
about her a lot. Yeah.
we should talk about a lot because I really love the game she brings. She is tough. She knows how to size up a situation, and she may not be a marquee name. Maybe she'll never be a starter, but she is someone you cannot ignore because when you need that dagger to go and clinch a game, man, she can do it. I love what she brings to the table for the Mystics. And then, of course, unfortunately, for the Connecticut Sun, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what they can do. I hope they will be a good team, but they're not going to be, what they were last year. But if they can be healthy, figure out what Coach Mezian's looking for, I mean, they can be in the hunt too. It will be interesting to see if that means that they're going to be battling Dallas or if it's just going to be like simply a rebuilding year. So that's where I see things. And of course, Golden State. Listen, they're an expansion team. They're going to stay their team, and that's no slam. I'm not buying into the agenda that's been
Yeah.
talked about. It's just it's going to be tough. It's going to
Yeah.
be a tough year.
I think I put my bottom was Valkyrie's last, Connecticut right above them. I wasn't really sure. Like Washington is like my sleeper team. Like we don't
Yeah.
know really what to expect. I would love to see them not be a bottom team, but I just don't know because they also have a brand new coach. I don't know a lot about Sydney. Sydney was an assistant coach for us for in Chicago
Hmm.
last season. But I like what I saw. They have some fight. They have some grit in them, and I
Oh,
love Brittany
absolutely.
Sykes. Once Aaliyah Edwards gets healthy, you still got Shakira Austin who needs to get healthy. So if they have a healthy team, they could be the sleeper, but I still put them out of the playoffs. Um, I put Dallas out of the playoffs, and I wasn't sure about what to do with Phoenix because I just wasn't sure yet. But my list was kind of all over the place, but I did put, like I said, Aces three. Just starting off, Aces three, Chicago six, but I don't know where they will end up. I see Aces going back to the finals. I just don't know who
Me
they're
too.
going to go back with yet. Um, Let me see. Jeremy wants to know, does Dejanay start?
Oh, I mean, she started pretty much, I think, both preseason games. So there's a reason why. I don't know if she'll start every game, but she'll definitely for these first few games as Coach Koklanis figures out who he wants to be consistently out there. You got to put Nia on the starting lineup just because of what she brings as a defensive specialist, and also too don't underestimate how great she is offensively, in the paint especially with those
Mm-hmm.
setups, the layups, and all.
Troy says, remember what Asia said? They didn't do shit all game. They want to make a Mickey Ficky. They want to take a Mickey Ficky picture with Usher when
Oh, I
Sky
remember
beat
that.
the Aces. She was
Yeah.
talking about the refs because the refs were in line taking pictures of
Yep.
trying to get pictures with the Aces, and Asia was like, "Y'all didn't make no calls. Y'all weren't doing anything all game, and now you want to be first in line to talk to Usher. Get away from here." I remember
Right.
that. I remember that game.
Me too.
What do you guys think gave Taylor Terry the nod over Haley? Are you saying why do we think that she got the nod over Haley Jones in Atlanta? I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Atlanta, the Atlanta team and the players. I'm not really sure. Um, I think I mean, Haley was kind of, they were like you were saying earlier, I think they were using Haley all over the place, two or three. And what you got Pow Pow playing behind Jordan in Canada. I don't know if you need her there. You got Alicia Gray, who is doing great. You got Ryan Howard. I don't know a lot about Taylor, so I don't know why she would get the nod over Haley. I don't know. Do you have any insight or know anything about her? Okay.
I would just say that maybe she's someone who's going to be receptive to just doing whatever the coach asks of her. Maybe Haley wanted something more that blends into her natural position, and it just got to the point where maybe she got to her breaking point. I mean, I don't know. This is just my
Hmm.
my supposition. Taylor Terry has come from the Ohio State Buckeyes, and we know that they were a pretty decent team last year. So maybe she's just some breath of fresh air that they need.
Yeah. Um, Jeremy says two part. Does Aaliyah Edwards or Shakira Austin become an all star this season? And then how
Hmm.
does Area Finn do her rookie season? I think it all depends. Like it's kind of crazy because Aaliyah Edwards played so much last season because Shakira Austin was hurt. Um, so with Shakira Austin, Aaliyah Edwards both being out, I think that gives Kiki more playing time. But if both of them come back, it's kind of like, I'm not saying she won't get play, but you're kind of playing third after those two. So it'll be interesting how they integrate her in. Not to say that they won't put her in with them. They could do a double big thing or whatever. Um, but I hope so. I hope she does well. Her rookie season. I think she'll do pretty well. It just depends on the minutes that she's given. Because at first, they weren't playing Aaliyah Edwards that much, and it wasn't until they had a lot of the injuries that Aaliyah really kind of put herself on the map because she was literally carrying that team as a rookie. Like so many people were hurt. They didn't have their point guard. They didn't have Shakira Austin. They were like missing a bunch of people, and she was just willing them to win the games that they did win. She was just putting her all into that. And then we saw it more when she went to Unrivaled, like the player that she truly is. So I don't know how much time they would give Kiki depending on who's healthy and who's not. I think she'll still do well. And then does Aaliyah Edwards or Shakira Austin become All Star this season? It's tough. It's
Hmm.
tough to make All Star season. I mean, All Star team. I think the popularity was there for Unrivaled for Aaliyah Edwards. I don't know if that'll translate to the W enough for her to get the votes that she needs to make a team, especially with the people that we have like right now in the game. Um, so I don't know if Cam is healthy, she might get a spot. Rakia's been growing with the league. She might get a spot. I do believe we'll see Angel and Caitlin in the All Star again. Um, we don't know if Camilla might get a spot. Like we don't know who extra outside of the normal people that normally make the All Star team, like your Enrique's, your Asia's, your Fees, your Stewie's. Those people are going to make it. So I don't know. I would like to see Aaliyah, but I don't think right now I don't see her making it. What do you think, Rob, about those two questions? How does Kiki do, and do you see Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin making the All Star team?
Yeah, it's a popularity contest, and unless they just come out of the gate strong, make a great impression amongst the fans, that especially with the Indianapolis hosting the All-Star game, it's gonna lean pretty biased towards the Fever. That happens every season. We saw quite a few Phoenix
With the
Mercury
home
players
team?
last year,
Yeah,
but especially with the passionate fan base now with Indiana, they're gonna probably just make sure click, 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 click,
the
click,
whole
and just
team is there.
the whole team will be there, exactly.
Uh-huh.
So it's going to be tough for someone else to be there. But in the future, yeah, for sure. Just maybe not this year. How does Kiki Iriafen fare? I think she'll have a really good year, honestly. I was really impressed with what I saw from her with USC, um, and just what I saw from her in the games I saw when she played against the Yukon Huskies, because I kind of followed what Paige was doing during her final season just in case she was the pick for the Dallas Wings. So I got to see what Kiki did, and she's really a very quick, dynamic player. Um, she won't be Rookie of the Year, but she'll certainly. I think she'll be kind of like what Kia Jackson was doing last year. Very quiet if you didn't pay attention to her, you wouldn't have known that she had a great year. So that's how I see things going for her too.
Oh, quick, way too early, but who's your rookie of the year?
I think I gave that one away, the Page Beckers. Um, but a healthy Page Beckers, that's the
Mm-hmm.
key. Because we know that unfortunately injuries have happened to her, and it happened as recently as January
Mm-hmm.
in the game against Villanova, which was really scary because we know Paige is she's a dog, she's a
Mm-hmm.
hustler, and unfortunately, when it comes to being a dog, sometimes dogs injure their limbs when they
Yeah.
play a little tough. And Paige has unfortunately dealt with her fair share of injuries, so I really, as long as she stays healthy, they're gonna have to be mindful of her minutes as well. But if they can manage how she plays out there well, I think she gets it. It's not a runaway, but she'll get the job done, and that will be a really nice crowning achievement for her. But she won't care about getting the honor; she just wants to win games.
I'm gonna go with my fave, Anissa Morrow. I think Anissa healthy again. She's not
Yeah,
playing right now, but this is way too early, so this
yeah,
doesn't mean much. I have to actually watch some games. I don't really like put too much stock into pre stuff until like 10, 11 games in. So, but I
yeah.
like to do it because it's just a fun conversation. But my way too early rookie of the year is Anissa Morrow, and I think I'm very excited. I can't wait to see the battles between her and Angel. Them being teammates, them battling each other in
Oh
practice.
yeah.
She's the double queen coming out of college, number two career all time doubles over 100 with the double queen of the W. I'm interested to see if Anissa can break. It's so crazy to say break Angel Reese's records, the records that Angel broke of Sylvia Fowles, of Candace Parker, like the greats of the game, and now Angel is that person. Can
Right.
she beat that record, which is crazy to think about? And then she's one of the top names as far as like historically in certain statistics and stuff in history. So I'm excited about that. I just want to see them battle. I wanted to get tickets to go see Connecticut play. Well, Chicago was going to go to Connecticut first, but those tickets, y'all are crazy. I'm not paying that much for. I got to fly out there and pay that much. No, I will be watching it on my TV screen, right in the home in my living room where I can see everything. But I would have loved to see it in person. That's just going to be a good battle. But I'm just interested to see. I think her game will translate well once she gets acclimated to everything, and I think Connecticut is a good place for her to like learn and grow, and then help that team to start to grow. Because right now, everything is they're a rebuild team, so it'll be
Oh,
interesting to
sure.
see where they can take that team once they get everything together.
I was gonna say you can go to the Dallas, Connecticut versus Dallas game on August 27. You can see Anissa Morrow and playing
Are the
against the
tickets
potential rookie contender.
affordable?
They are pretty decent right now, so you may want to look into
Oh, let
those.
me look at it because when we looked at some Dallas games, they didn't seem affordable to me. Like I think they
No,
raised
yeah,
that page tax was a little bit a little bit crazy.
yeah. Well, she's trying to new page with ticket prices,
I
but
guess. Ugh, crazy.
it's funny because this is the same people who didn't want to pay attention to the wings, and all of a sudden we're not the ugly duckling anymore. We're the
That
we're the
part.
prom queens.
That part. Well, I'm gonna let Rob have the floor. He can tell you where you can follow. I'm bringing up your Twitter page here, your X page, because it has your information on there. They can see
Yeah.
it on screen as you give them the rundown. Let me get this off of here and get it up. I'll make. I'm gonna make myself. We're gonna switch it here, if I can do that. By the way, I've been playing producer all through this thing, changing pages, moving stuff around. I just want to let y'all know this is hard work. This is not easy to do this and talk on the mic as well.
You're
But
doing a
hopefully
great
you
job.
guys can see that. Um, let me see if I can make it. Hopefully y'all can see that. But go ahead, Rob. Tell the people where they can find you, what you do, who you're covering, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so again, I'm Rob T. Youngson. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Podium Finish, which is mostly a racing and basketball website, sports website. So you can find me again on X at Rob T. Ongson, and pretty much all of my handles on social media are at Rob T. Ongson. So as you can see on my screen, on Jay's screen, ROBTIONGSON. Follow me for sure. I also have the podiumfinish.net, which is my main primary website, which has most of my content, but I also have a new Substack, the podiumfinish.substack.com, where you'll find some exclusive content, more of the longer form features, like a Sports Illustrated type stuff, um, that you'll get to get ahead of before it goes on the Podium Finish. So you can go check those out. The teams again that I cover are the Dallas Wings and the Connecticut Sun. And occasionally, and not occasionally, but you'll also see me covering NASCAR quite a bit. I know we talked about that. I know Ghost talked about that with me. But yes, I do cover NASCAR because I am a National Motorsports Press Association accredited journalist, which is really cool. Um, and pretty much, yeah, find me on there. Find me on YouTube, Instagram, Substack. Definitely give us a follow there. And I also have a podcast of my own. We don't compete against JBoog at all. We're more of like whenever we record. So you can find the Podium Finish Live, which is a mix of racing and basketball. And yeah, I'm just pretty much looking forward to. I mostly do remote coverage just because I work a day job, um, during the week. It's really good, great company, family owned, and take care of my folks here in Leander, Georgetown, Texas. And I'm a proud dog dad. I was once a cat daddy, but unfortunately, I lost my cat. As you can see in my bio, I lost my best friend of 15 years, Claudia. So this is actually recorded 8 days after her passing. So you're catching me pretty raw, but actually, I'm not crying. So I didn't do that, Jay. I'm okay. Don't worry. But
You're doing great.
thank you. No, and the biggest story I've done. I mean, the thing I want to shine on is just the fact I talked to Paige Beckers, and I don't want to mean I'm putting her on a pedestal because that's the opposite of what I want to do. But I'm just so freaking proud that I got to do that because it's something I've wanted to do since she was in UConn, and I hope I do. I hope I did her story justice with that one, and that I get another opportunity to do so in person, preferably, because that will be a lot of fun. So check out the interview, go on the Podium Finish, and subscribe to TPF Plus because there's a bonus in there. It's not just words. You'll see what I mean by bonus. It's really really cool. Um, and you'll know that I didn't talk to an AI person. I didn't ask ChatGPT to generate Page's responses, which is, I know in this day and age of digital journalism, that's something we get concerned about. Everything you find, all written by me, unless it's written by someone else, which you'll see, because we have a pretty expansive team. So yeah, I'm really proud to be on this journey of the W because it was a year ago that I started this whole thing and I didn't think anything of it. Here I am a year later, I'm still doing this. And I just want to give a shout out to Jay Boog, of course, because I was on Caitlin Clark Shoots, Caitlin Clark Scores, until I got fed up with all the Caitlin love. And I don't mean to diss on that person because he's doing good things too. But I just couldn't do it. But I love this platform that you have, Jay Boog, because it's real, it's chill.
Thank you.
You have great people here, and yeah, I'm happy to be back on anytime you need me to be on. Talk about the W, and I hope I get to go to a few games this year. I'm trying to work on that budget wise, so that's why if you subscribe to TPF Plus, it's not just getting good stories; you're helping out independent journalism like mine, so we can do those big things for you guys and girls.
Cool, cool. Well, thank you, Rob, for coming on. I really appreciate it. I love your insight and just behind the scenes, just a cool guy. I'm glad we met on the other show, and um, he's helping me kind of expand what I want to do, and grow my platform. And I can't be a journalist. I'm not a journalist, but I am someone who's super interested in expanding the coverage that I can do on my platform. So Rob's been someone that has been giving me advice and just helping me out, giving me some names of people to reach out to and all that good stuff. So hopefully y'all see some more in-depth coverage coming up sooner rather than later. But we'll see. My job has me going left and right, so I barely have any downtime as it is. But
I hear you on that
again,
too.
shout out to my audience. Thank you to the chat. We appreciate you hanging with us, all the questions, all the comments. I do appreciate it. Y'all know me. I'll jump on a live when I'm leaving work or if I'm making breakfast or if I'm on my way to the gym just to keep up with you guys and say what's up. But you can catch me. I would probably be teaming up with Cess at some point, Cess Talk Sports, to do some W stuff. Maybe when she's streaming live, I'll jump on some games when I don't have to work. This weekend is the tip off. Super excited. I already told y'all the games that are happening on Friday, and then my game, which I'm not super excited about, but we play. Chicago plays Indiana at Indiana, of course. That would be our game. It's gonna be prime time TV. But support women's sports, support the W. Oh, shout out to the winners last week. Smoke Jr. and Brooklyn from the perspective. Both of them won a WNBA league pass. So shout out also to Za for donating one. They donated one, I donated one, and we were able to get two passes away to some fans, so y'all can catch the games and enjoy this season. So without further ado, that is it for me. I don't have anything else. Rob doesn't have anything else. Make sure y'all subscribe, follow him on Twitter. What is this? Subscribe to the Substack. Check out his interview with Paige Beckers. Stay tuned for more from him as he covers Dallas and Connecticut. And yeah, we're out of here. So talk to y'all later. Peace out.
Ciao.